Alright.
See here is I want to warn them. I want to warn the Liberian people that this time around, senator thing that is pending. Liberians should open their eyes. They should not vote for any of those people that are running for giving them 10 bag of rice or
You mean the current senators?
current senator.
They shouldn't vote for none of them.
They should not vote for any of them now until they prove the purpose for which they were elected.
Well, no more time.
You said no more time? Well, first of all, they got to resign. First, they got to resign their seat because we are not going to allow them. Mamadi, I'm not going to allow you to
But the
be
constitution
running.
does not call for a
Well,
resignation.
you will see. You will see when we start going to Supreme Court and other competent court organization, then they will
Well,
know.
in 2011, you asked for re-election from the people. Why can't the people ask for re-election too?
Who
You went for re-election, you were defeated.
Look, let me tell you. I told you I don't want to get on the regime now. What I'm talking, and you know, I always have.
You said they will not vote.
No, let me tell you, I always have a problem with the press. You know that. But give me chance. Let me finish talking. If you ask, I'm talking now. I don't air. You ask me, I walk out.
Okay, sorry.
I came here. I must lay the basis of what I want to do.
Yeah, true.
If you have somebody send you say because Senator William come here, go and ask him, I will not talk.
No, don't mind, man. Don't mind. Go ahead.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
First, I started with the first branch of government.
Mm-hmm.
The $73 million that they want for county development.
Mm-hmm.
As much as the aspiration of the Liberian people is in high gear for such money, for the improvement and development of our county.
Mm-hmm.
I personally stand opposed to that until the legislature can clearly explain to us
Mm-hmm.
the use of $73 million. $73 million is not small money.
I know.
If at the present, they cannot go in a county, $100,000, $50,000, they cannot defend it that they give to certain superintendent of counties. Then $3 million, how can they convene we? They cleverly crafted a bill of $73 million, but we're exposing until they go to
They're only talking about it. They ain't do nothing about it yet.
But that's what I'm telling you, I'm giving them warning now. So if they are talking about it, so some of them will start talking. That they are not doing nothing that Warren giving them the $73 million. That's too much money for our boys.
So they are saying you're not giving it to them. You are allotting it, but the executive will manage it.
Well, the management of the executive marshal has not been right. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
There are various superintendents in these various countries who are very corrupt. And money, let me tell you.
Okay, tell me.
I like this president. I'm not.
Yeah, come closer to the microphone. Yeah. You like the president?
I like the president, even though I didn't vote for her. Because she was the first female in Africa who became president. And I like her. Even up to now, I like her.
Yeah.
I have a problem because when she was running, she said, look, corruption will be my number one enemy. Are you understanding me? That really motivated me to say, yeah, we got somebody. But from the time she came to the presidency, the hope that we have is not going anywhere. You got a bunch of corrupt officials. What I want her to do is when you are corrupt, they sack you, you are prosecuted, and you go behind bars. You understand, Randy? That is not happening. Are you understanding me? You as president, can you play with me? I'll name few people.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Now, nothing happened.
Okay.
So now, it bothered me because I was not getting ready. I'm getting ready to tell the executive branch. I'm telling the legislative branch, but you brought about management.
Okay.
The executive.
No, you're trying to set the record straight on what the lawmakers want to do.
All right. That's what I was doing before you asked me about. So I didn't want to talk about that.
Okay.
Stop calling me, man.
Create the room for we in the rural counties to know that they actually represent us. But it's not happening.
Okay.
You understand? County Development Fund. Take, for example, River G County. Nothing is going on with IGSC. Some other people say Monrovia, and I don't know whether they bribe the people. When they come, we want them to put in the newspaper. You know, I like it. I don't like your press people. But the truth of all the matter must be brought up. River G is not getting nothing when it comes to county development funding. Then you asking for $73 million. You understand? Can you fight defend the
Hello?
$100,000 that were allotted to
small money?
Small money.
Hello?
Yeah, Rob, I'm getting you loud.
Okay. So we are about to start now, gentlemen. We are about to start. Let me just call it thing.
Go end on.
Let's see. Okay, so
Excuse me.
welcome, Mr. Wibala Soko, and welcome to this unique platform. We want to say thanks to all our viewers, good sons and daughter of River G County for following this platform. Tonight we have with us Mr. Wibala Soko, who works in the office of Alexander Paul, representative district number 1 River G County. And Mr. Wibala Soko accepted our invitation to appear on the show to give an update on the legislative activities of Alexander Paul of district number 1 River G County. Honorable Paul is the secretary for the River G Legislative Caucus, and who also a chairperson, co-chair on the host committee on lands and mass. He also member of the various committees at the lower house. So today we are happy to have with us Mr. Soko, who will expand and give us some updates, particularly in district number 1, and then we'll have some we can divert to other topics relevant to our country. So, Honorable Soko, welcome. Honorable Soko, are you there?
Yeah, Rob, I'm
Okay.
following religiously.
Okay, welcome, Honorable Soko, welcome. So, Honorable Soko, we would like to, how is everything with you? How is the county? How is the Capitol building? And how is everything with you, brother?
Well, Rob, life is relatively fine. Our people back home are all doing well. They are engaged on their normal activities. And so we are pleased to represent them tonight on behalf of the office and the people. We like to extend happy new year to you in the diaspora as well. And those of our brothers and sisters honor our voice tonight. Happy New Year to all.
Happy New Year, and we'd also like to use this platform to extend Happy New Year to Honorable Alexander Paul through you. And we wish to have you one day on the show to provide more detail. So, Mr. Soko, before I take you, let me just recognize my co-host, my colleagues, who also here with me. Welcome, Honorable Mr. Ma, welcome.
Well, thank you very much, brother. It's a pleasure to be back on this forum. But it's unfortunate that the condition in Liberia, my coverage went through. I have to leave my camera, and I'm falling from the background.
No problem, no problem. Mr. Bruce, are you there?
I'm religiously following Ralph.
Okay, so Mr. Bruce is following us from Zwegu, from Grand Jide. So he is the one between River G and Monserrato. So any attempt that you have any issue, it will block you from coming to River G, and it can also block you from coming to Monrovia. So he is our man there.
It just kind of fortunate that my current went off tonight, so that's why I'm in a dark mood. LEC is off in Zwegu as we speak.
Okay. So well, we start with Mr. Soko. Mr. Soko, we would like to hear from you. What are the legislative work of Honorable Paul? For we want to know what are the responsibilities as a lawmaker, and how is he executing those responsibilities?
Well, the first thing first, let me say good day to you as the most charismatic, inspirational, illustrator, talk show host who have through some high intuition or far-sightedness established a sensational platform to provide sensitive and developing issues and events affecting our country and county at large. Also, good evening to you all, our peculiar and dynamic audience. Ralph, voice are inadequate to express. As you may be aware, Representative Alex Paul and colleagues have three cardinal responsibilities: lawmaking oversight and representation. And so, in line with our laws as per their function, I want to categorically and emphatically inform the listening audience tonight that the lawmaker is on course. He's doing extremely well, in line with his constitutional responsibility and his campaign promises to his people. So tonight, having me on a live coverage, I think it's a privilege for our office and a privilege for our citizens in and around Liberia, the diaspora, and other parts of the world because since we took office from 2017 to 2018 to 2019 to 2020 to 2021, in terms of lawmaking, we've been doing extremely well. We put forward a bill called the Magnet Educational Fund Draft. We have realized that to take people in the rural area to teach our high schools there is difficult, only because the salary is not attractive and there are not too many high schools there, so the men will not want to leave Monrovia with a lot of opportunities to leave Monrovia and go to River G to go teach. And so what we thought of doing, that not only River G will benefit, we thought of making the law or the Magnet Educational Fund Draft. And that bill was submitted to the Chimo. Subsequently, the speaker accepted, he sent it to the committee responsible. And sometime the 5th month in 2020, we went through a process called discharge petition. So it means that it was taken from committee room and it was given to the chairman on education along with his core officers on that committee. And in the process of that, we experienced an epidemic. So, you know, everything went down. And so now that we are to resume active working next Tuesday, I'd like to reconfirm our people that they will get an update from us as to the status of that bill. And we been doing a lot of good things when it comes to the WIPO Motolacho. We took over and the Ministry of Education denied the fact that they don't know the Motolacho as a Motolacho. They have no information on the Motolacho. So they told us to do a communication informing them that the Motolacho is a Motolacho and have its act. So we did that communication and the representative was invited by the minister and they had a tete-a-tete and they submitted some documents that we rectified that subsequently gave some attention from the Ministry of Education that enabled us to have for the past budgets to have 50,000 as a beginning there for the Motolacho. And you know, we did that with all no disrespect, in line with our cardinal responsibility. We did that. In terms of our oversight as chairman of respected committee like erected places, chairman of mines correctly, because the chairman Vincent Willie went for election. And so automatically Representative Alex Paul became the chairman. And now that the election is over, and so until it is announced to the committee, then but as far as information is concerned, until we open, but he is the acting chairman now on the committee, a member on youth and sport, member on autonomous. And so I think that he been engaging the mining sector. We took a tour in Bapolu, we took a tour in Bomi County, in River G, in Grand Crew. In fact, in River G, some part of Plonkin, Plonkin, Tarkin area, we went there, we arrested over 13 Chinese people who were using a permit from Nima County that have expired. We brought them to Fishtown. We turned it over to Labrador National Police, and they did due diligence and turned it over to the court. We left them, went Grand Crew. We took over 40 Chinese people from in the Wild Forest. We took them to Bartleyville. We turned them over to the police, and the police did due diligence and turned them over to the judge, to the court. So we've been talking against illicit mining. Representative Alex Paul is on record. He's been frowning with the Ghanaians who are in our county and using the boat and depleting our rivers and stuff like that. And he also frowned on the Minister of Mines. Why will you stop the issuance of lessons when in fact people are mining? So you are denying government or generating revenue because you stop issuing lessons, but you have not stopped the illicit money. So we took that issue to plenary, and then the minister was invited because it has some security implication. The director of police was invited. The immigration boss was invited because they have some security implication, like aliens had they enter the territory. And so they went through that conference.
And the only thing the security sector said, they are not fully equipped. If I'm bug of the border, etc. So we've been reflecting the issues in line with our responsibility. In line with our campaign promises, we've been doing extremely well, except where we are not the flamboyant type of intellectuals. We don't say things that we haven't touched. And that have been our workings. We do things before we come to say it. And so in line with our cardinal responsibility, we have been excellent. With our campaign promises, yes, for the 3 years now, we've done extremely well. And I will outline to you in a subsequent time. So, Ralph, just to give you a gist of our workings, I think the lawmaker is on the right track.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for this clamor. We will hope to have more time with you. We hope to have more time with you as we go on with this program. Maybe next week we will probably invite you again. But Mr. Soko, we just want you to give us the working of the representative in the district. What are some of the developments that he is undertaking in the district?
Well, Ralph, I will do you a retrospective review, because the workings of the lawmaker, I was 2 days ago, I was on the front page Africa, and so it becoming monotonous. But I will just give you a retrospective review and be superficial. Since we took over from 2018 to where we are now, the lawmaker personally thought of rehabilitating roads and constructed a road from Tiempo Nyonken to Tiempo Jidiken. And the lawmaker took the road from Gbepo Kaweken to Tiempo Mumanken. That was from 2017 to 2018. And then he promised the people that when I am elected, I will lobby to attract the government attention, because before God, somebody help you, you yourself got to do something. So all of what I have done, when I become a representative, I will lobby for the government to come and face this role. But in the process, he constructed a tentative bridge. Thank God that the past 3 rainy seasons, we have not heard of any death casualty on River Nong. Thank God that we have over 23 NGOs who have entered Tiempo Mumanken, Jidiken, and other part of Tiempo only because of the tentative bridge that was constructed. And so when it comes to road rehabilitation and the construction of road, Representative Paul initiated that prior to his ascendancy, and when he became representative, we were able to convince the executive, and we directed the sewage project to the district. And so we have achieved in line with our promise to the people, and the project is now ongoing, headed by a company called Continental. And so that is a plus for us. Our part in line with our oversight, we did lobby for the project. And then we built a 5-bedroom guest house. 5-bedroom guest house in Kedipo Kaweken. A sitting room, 2 bathrooms, and a porch. We turn it over to the Kedipo Chiefdom, the people of Kedipo. We turn the keys over to them. And a few weeks ago, when we were in the county, the people came to us with appreciation. They said, Honorable Paul, we got nothing to give you. But the thing that you are doing, people were politicizing it, were looking at. Since you turn it over to us, we have gotten over 100,000. And the lawmaker was so excited. How did you manage to raise the money? They said during the campaign period, and other NGOs that can come here, as soon as the request to be played, we take them to the guest house. We take them to the guest house. And now we have over 100,000 as, as a fixed amount that we have generated from the guest house. And so that alone motivated the lawmaker. So that is an impact, direct impact of the lawmaker in Kedipo Kaweken. In Gbepo Kaweken, we built a Muslim town hall in Kaweken City itself for the Muslim people. And like the guys are so appreciated, anytime we go in the county, they will remind the lawmaker and say, what you have done for us is first of its kind. In fact, we have turned it to a mini school. It's where we teach our children Arabic. And so, look, these are things that when people are expressing their satisfaction to you, Ralph, and you don't have the strong mind, you cry. Yeah. So in Gbepo Kaweken again, prior to our ascendancy, we constructed a town hall for the people of Kawekem Country Town. And you know how dilapidated the first one was. I wouldn't like to politicize it, but we did that as part of our outposts as distinguished from our outcomes. Now, in district number 1, the educational sector, first in the history of our district, we have diverted our personal scholarship, salary, financial aid to the district. We said to ourselves that we have a refugee scholarship that is supported by the County Development Fund and the budget of the county. So what will be our own intervention looking at the government that is financially incapacitated? Because since we took over, we are not getting any legislative support project funding. So we cannot sit and fold our hands. So we need to make an intervention by capacitating students who are financially incapacitated by financing them to enable them to go to school. So we launch a low-cost financial aid to our students. And so, we have approximately, as a beginner, we have over 100 students from primary and secondary schools that are benefiting from the local scholarship. That is in Bepoka weekend, Matthew Swain. And this time around, we thought to decentralize it in other areas so that it can be holistic. It was just the beginning. We managed to take 4 teachers to the county. Sylvester Davis, Sylvester Kuhn, Mr. Kofa, and Jerry Wu. The 4 of them. When we took them to the county, we didn't just take them. It was difficult. To the Ministry of Education and the local chapter in our county, in person of the DO, we managed to work together and we were able to take responsibility of facilitating the teachers by giving them $180 resettlement benefit. Because you can't go to the county and leave your family. How are you going to the county? Then when they went in the county, we took full responsibility of providing stamping for them, $150 United States for 1 year until they were subsequently placed on payroll. This is part of our platform. It is part of our commitment to our people. It's just unfortunate. All of the 4 teachers, one of the teachers is in Morovia, but according to communication from the DO to the office, that teacher has been subsequently replaced. And you are also aware, or I'd like to acknowledge you, that the former vice principal for the Zwetu Motolacho, Mr. Amos Chie, has been transferred to the Wepo Motolacho, along with Alice Wesley from Maryland County. She has been transferred to the Wepo Motolacho through the lobbyistic initiative of our developmental representative Alexander Paul. And so, Ralph, just when our people was in the campaigning process, we went to the county. We did not go to the county only to vote. We went to the county to tell our people that in the presence of campaigning does not mean you can develop. So we went to the county, we turned over a morning town hall in Tiempo, Momaken for 3 years. And you know very well that we took a barrage of equipments and we distributed them to the clinics and the first-time referral hospital. And you get me? Some buckets, some maps and other things that was needed by them. Not just that, we provided sufficient awareness to our people because this epidemic is something that is very terrible. So our people needed to be knowledgeable of it. We've done that in collaboration with our people. There was an issue of the Wepo Health Center. There was no allotment for the past 2 budgetary period. But we noticed that we collaborated with the caucus and subsequently they were included. You see, so when it comes to education, we have done extremely well within 3 years. When it comes to infrastructure, we have done extremely well within 3 years. I think where our challenge is the issue of agriculture. And where we need to beef up our strength a bit is the issue of health. But there are a lot of constraints, challenges in the health sector. What we are tackling is the issue of employment, because we have a lot of volunteer health workers, like in the case of our teachers, like in the case of MIA. As I speak with you now, we came with a lot of names from the Ministry of MIA in the county, people who were given green letter Our general town chief have not been placed on payroll. These are complicated issues. And the lawmaker has reconfirmed his commitment to the people that immediately will resume working. These are things that are going to flag. And let me tell you this, the issue about the approximately 42 or 40 plus names, you know, Representative Paul disagree with the superintendent in the county. But let me say something.
Okay.
Our workings cannot be politicized.
Ruby,
what we normally do is to tackle the problem before we come to inform the people. And that's why we make our representative an investigative leader. So when it comes to our workings in the county, we connected Tiempo to other cities by building roads, rehabilitating roads, building bridge. We built town hall in Karibo Kaweken, town hall in Gwepo Kaweken for the Kaweken people, town hall in Gwepo Kaweken for the Muslim people, town hall in Tiempo, Momake. We took teachers to the county. In fact, we recommended 2 additional teachers, like I said, one from Zwetu, Motolacho, and the other area. So what we anticipate the next approximately 2 years, few months, is agricultural sector, and to double up our strength in the health sector.
Okay, thanks, Ruby. Thanks so much. We'll come to the issue that has to do with the 40 names. That is on the county basis, but particularly we try to deal with the district. But we have interest in the 40 names.
Excuse me.
The 40 ghost names. You know, we have interest in that discussion, and we'll come to it. So
come again.
I said the 40 names. We have interest about the 40 ghost names, and we will come to that discussion later. But we are taking interest in the district, in particular district number 1. So you need a 3 cardinal responsibility of the lawmaker, which is lawmaking. Hello? Lawmaking, representation, and oversight. So lawmaking, can you tell us how many bills that have been passed since the inception of Honorable Alexander Paul, since 2018? Legislative bill.
Ralph, I told you there's a bill called the Magnet Educational Fund Drive.
That's a proposed bill. It's a proposed bill.
It has been submitted to plenary.
Maybe it was accepted by the Speaker. It has to be submitted to the Senate, and the Senate have to concur. So for now, it's still
we gradually look. Legislative workings are not imagination. Legislative workings are procedures.
But the question is direct. How many bills that you will be able to pass successfully that are actively?
Well, we got the first one that is pending. We're coming with the second one. Like I did inform you, the issue about Kwakwi, to give Kwakwi a city status. We are coming up with that bill, and that bill will be launched in 2021.
Okay, so these are just proposed bill. These are but your first responsibility, one of your cardinal responsibility as a lawmaker is representation and lawmaking, representation and oversight. So in lawmaking, you said that you proposed a bill that is before the plenary that will be passed in subsequent time. And I have worked at the legislatures before. It has to come to the Senate, and the Senate have to concur with that bill. So for now, it's still at the lower house. It have not been finished. So it's still in making. So the issue of oversight responsibility, you talk about some illegal money, illicit money in the county, and you were able to summon the ministers, education minister, to clarify some of those things. Whereas you need some development issues that has to do with the construction of the Karibo guest house, the construction of the Karibo town halls, and the construction of the Muslim town halls as well, and the rehabilitations of roads and the other project that has to do with the Swedish Liberian government partnership project inside Tiempo. So, Mr. Suko, can you tell us the status of the, let's talk about education. What is the status of the Weibo Central High currently? What is the condition of the Weibo Central High?
I think the available teachers on ground need to be appreciated for the fact that we took over a district where education was not being seen from the perspective of young people. And so we did all we could to motivate young people to go to school. And so the status of the Motolacho now, like I want to categorically say to you that we are bringing people on board, not just people, but experienced people. And you know that the former principal, Mr. Josiah Ter, was being pensioned by the Ministry of Education. That was a big blow to the institution. And so again, using our cardinal responsibility, we were able to lobby through the ministry. And today we have somebody that was transferred as vice principal from Zweju Motolacho to principal for Gbepo Motolacho, Amos Chie. And the issue about our financial aid to the educational system in our district. And so we are contemplating on the vocational aspect of the Motolacho, which is very much paramount. And so we have a disagreement before we went for break. We were saying that the allotment to the Motolacho need to increase because there are a lot of challenges there that need to be addressed. And so we are also recommending to those in authorities at the Motolacho to see how best they can get UNDP involved because they have a Department of Education that is responsible. So we are doing everything possible to connect, but it's a process. But I think from where it was to where we are now, we are on the right trajectory and subsequently we achieve together.
Okay, Mr. Sogo, just a quick question. Are you telling us that the Zweju Motolacho is being reflected in the national budget? If yes, how much is the allocation? How much is being allocated annually to the Kanweken or the Gbepo?
I wouldn't compare. What I do know is that the Motolacho was captured 50,000. Stand to be corrected.
50,000 is being allocated annually to the Gbepo Motolacho for operation, right?
Yes, it happened first budget, second budget is also captured in this budget.
Okay. So you're talking about township. Yeah.
Hello, Rob.
Yeah, you have a question?
Yeah, I've been following this circle, and I just want to. I've been following Mr. Super. I just want to put in my question. And my question has to do with Mr. Super explained a lot of issues. So my question to him is the office of Honorable Paul. The Honorable Paul will have a strategic development plan in terms of all of those things that he generated.
Okay, so the question is, does the office of Honorable Alexander Paul have a strategic, comprehensive development plan that you can share with us or that you can share with anyone?
Well, to satisfy his curiosity, yes. To satisfy his curiosity, yes. And okay. To reference you, I would like for you to go on the NDI National Debate River G chapter because the NDI is the National Democratic Institute. They are one organization that is so much concerned about promises that was made during campaigning processes. And so that institution, I can remember some part of 2019, I can remember some part of 2020, I can remember some part of 2018. They visited the office. And I mean, okay. they wanted to know whether we were online with someone. So I would like to reference you, the National Democratic Institute. So, but in the absence of a holistic campaigning plan that we are working with, hello?
We'll make a follow-up.
Hello?
Raz.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
According to me, the camera, or feedback on it. Let me the camera, I mean the microphone.
Okay.
Or you can mute a microphone. I get feedback point much. No.
follow up to the.
Okay, it's okay now. Okay, we can hear us.
Only you, I'm not getting the comrade.
You finding it difficult to hear us because you coming so close to the phone?
No, Mr. Soko, the reason I can always mute my camera when I'm not, when I mute my camera and my microphone. Once I'm not talking, I mute my microphone. I don't want any feedback from me. That's all.
Okay, so we understand the question. So Mr. Soko said that yes, the office has a strategic policy development plan. Yeah, Mr. Soko, you are like, are you not hearing us because you have to come closer to the phone? I don't know why.
I'm getting you, Ralph. I'm getting you clear.
You coming so closer to the phone. Yeah.
Ralph,
yeah.
My second question to Mr. Soko. Mr. Soko, are you getting me clear?
Yes, I'm getting you clear now.
Okay, let me see if I can. Let me see. My second question to you is that you did mention that Honorable Paul office go and arrest in illicit manner. Go and arrest in illicit manners in Riverview County. So, in the sake of the layman, in a sense that I know Honorable Paul has an oversight responsibility, but my question is that because I wonder, because in the sense that because Honorable Paul office is in Monrovia, maybe you have a district office in the district. But how do we go on the go, man, to determine that this person is an illicit manner?
Hello?
So how the arrest was made? Honorable Paul is a lawmaker. How they didn't go on the go, man, to arrest illicit manner? That's the main question.
The arrest will be made in line with our laws.
Hold on, Ralph, hold in there.
Yeah.
Ralph?
Yes.
And the question is, how do we determine that the person is a illicit manner? That's the big part of the question.
Who make the determination that these people were illicit minor? Was it the office of the Ministry of Lands and Mass? Yeah, you can answer the question. Yeah, you can answer the question, Mr. Soko.
The fact here is, this thing was a major some part of Bapolu, but it's very easy. The lawmaker has an oversight responsibility as a co-chairman on a specific committee.
Initiate arrest. That's part of the.
I don't know how you want me to answer the question. He wants to know how it happened and how do he go about doing it.
Yeah.
The first thing first, Honorable Paul can wake up tomorrow morning and he might lead him to say, I want to go Lofa County. I want to go do some inspection in Beleyala, for example. Honorable Paul, we have to invite the committee. We have to discuss it with the committee. Honorable Paul, we have to go to the Liberia National Police and get whoever security that he wants. Honorable Paul will get in Lofa County and call for the money agent there or whoever authority that is there to accommodate him on certain fee. Honorable Paul will go on the fee. We ask for the leadership of that fee. He went through the process, so he's knowledgeable to that. And that's why the chairman relied on him 100%. We ask some questions, like for example, who are you? I am Mr. Days. Are you a Class C manor? Are you a Class B manor? Yes or no? Can you please give me which type of instrument Class C manor supposed to use? He's knowledgeable to that. He knows very well which kind of instrument Class B man is supposed to use. He's been knowledgeable to that practically. And so when he go there and sees anything featured, then they come back as a committee, then they do a report and submit, attach it with a communication to plenary, if seeking the indulgence of plenary to invite so and so person for question and answering on land that they already have their evidence, their points. So when the representation comes, when they go into the chamber or into a conference, then they will do PowerPoint presentation. That's how we managed to drag the Minister of Mines and one of our some other associate with them, and nothing they could do. The Labrador National Police, the immigration boss, and nothing they could do but to appeal that the lawmakers should ensure that they get logistical support and blah blah blah. And we'll have to come back to status quo ante. On 2 occasions, the representative have done that. So he do it in conformity of the law. He do not just do it by himself because he's a lawmaker. He do it with a money agent consent, and he get police to go along with them wherever they are going, along with committee members.
Okay.
Hello, are you there?
Yeah, we are here. So let Bruce, do you have a question?
I have a question. Thank you.
Okay.
Are you getting me?
Yes, you are loud.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, thank you. I listened to Mr. Soko, but the follow-up question I want to ask, the first question was whether the honorable man has a plan for the district of within the county, and he said yes, and you are linking a plan with campaign promises. So my question is, how do you differentiate campaign promises with a plan as a lawmaker? That's number 1. 2, the issue of uniting the caucus of the county. What have been the role of your honorable man in terms of bringing them together to have one voice so that our county can forge ahead?
Mr. Soko, are you there?
Yeah. I got your question.
So, Mr. Soko, please give us short because we don't have time. We have 10 minutes to go, so just be brief so that we can get your concluding statement. Just be brief. We don't have more time. We have 10 minutes to go, so just be brief in your response that we can take. Yeah.
How can Honorable Paul office distinguish campaign promises for the promises that was made during campaign period was being documented by some reputable international organization, and predicated upon those promises, we talk to do an holistic plan on how we're going about to achieve our promises that was made to our people, because we can't just do it together. So it is the plan that direct us, for which we have not touched agriculture. So when the promises have been made or to be made, you have to follow it with a working plan. It is a plan that will guide you to implement what you have promised. If you haven't promised, it is a plan that will guide you to implement what you got in your mind for a particular group of people. So there is a connection that will be between the plan and the promises that you made to the people. There will always be a connection. So my brother, our plan is in line with our promises. Our plans are not different from our promises. So it only enables us to divide it, how we're going to do the implementation aspect of it. How can we achieve it? What can be put in place to enable it? So we got them in our office, both the home office and the central office.
Okay, Mr. Soko, let me ask you this question.
And the issue about reconciliation.
Someone said this question to me.
He talked about the issue of reconciliation. It would be, I want him to know that Honorable Paul is referred to as a laissez-faire leader. No lawmaker got problem with Representative Alex Paul. Representative Paul, first, when he took over, he realized that the election in our district was so tense. So he developed a concept that was implemented on reconciliation. There was a parade from the Better World Church to Kawekan Country Town. There was a reconciliatory meeting calling on the electors, the citizens, to forget about the past. We cannot live in a society with disunity. Representative Paul has been one person who have never been caught in a web of making some, contradictory statement of alleging a fellow colleague. He has never been in a move of such. As secretary of the River G Legislative Caucus, it is Alexander Paul that the people use as a medium to champion their grievances, because they refer to him as a down-to-earth leader. And so in terms of reconciliation, he's a leader who do not love noise. In fact, his orientation is group of people. And so why would he deviate from that? He's doing everything possible to maintain peace, stability, and security. So I want you to rest assured that in terms of reconciliation, by virtue of his involvement, he want the county to be united. And that's the only way we can achieve as a county.
Okay, Mr. Soko, can you hear me? Yes.
Rav?
Clear.
Let me ask Mr. Soko this question quickly. Mr. Soko, the road construction project, we learned that the project was given to a friend of Honorable Alexander Paul, and the project was mismanaged. And there was a serious outcry against the contractors having to be the personal friend to Honorable Paul. And the contract was taken from him and given to another contractor. How true is this information? How this contract was awarded to this friend of Honorable Alexander Paul? That project sponsored by the Swedish government to build a road in Tiembo.
Yeah, Ralph, thank God that you bring this to the discourse. I knew it was to come. And it gave me the courage to debunk the myth and fallacy that is within the public domain. Why would you want to dignify Representative Alex Paul than the president? Representative Alex Paul do not have the power constitutionally to supersede an international project. The governor of the Republic of Liberia, through the Ministry of Public Works, there are financial institutions that do the vetting process. What Alex Paul did, do on behalf of his people, that have been his promise, that have been his quest, is to consistently engage the late Public Works Minister. May his soul rest in peace. I can remember the last time we went to his office, he said, Honorable Paul, one thing about that one place you just, he said, Chief, I have made a promise to my people. Please consider that role. I'm appealing to you. And that we started the process since 2018 when we first took office. And so what we did is to allow that part of our county to be included into a road project by lobbying from the executive, and thank God that the executive saw reasons to direct the project to that district, meaning that we have achieved whatever negligence or whatever component that was vetted by the government. I don't think it can be an attribute to the representative. Look, that's why the electors are white people. They are white enough. No amount of propaganda will tarnish the
Mr.
representative
Soko,
character.
Mr. Soko, there were you there? Are you saying
Because
that? Are you
in
saying,
20,
Mr. Soko?
this is very
Mr.
much
Soko,
important.
we don't have time, Mr. Soko. Let me just ask you specific questions, and we get one short response. Are you saying that contract went
The
through?
representative is not
It went
aware
through. It
of
went through.
anybody. He only aware of a company that won a bid called Continental. Our law, our financial procurement law, what you just alleged or what they are alleging is a gross violation of Article 90 of the Liberian Constitution. No person shall go against public policy or constitute a conflict of interest. That man, that representative is very much sensitive. He has never been involved into any dubious act. What's about now?
Okay. Let's take question. Let's take question from both.
Detractors.
Let's take question
Trying to
from
control our minds for development, and will not give them a macro inch.
Let us take question from yes. Clifford.
I have a question for Mr. Soko.
Yeah, coming.
Mr. Soko, thank you ever so much for taking your time to be here. And my question goes like this: we get like
you're welcome, see you, brother.
We get like a week to the county league, and the county league are spread to one of the prestigious tournaments in the Republic of Nigeria. And we are seeing people mobilizing all countries that prepare the teachers are going around. And today, as you know, our boy final teacher for $20,000. So I want to know how prepared is the for in terms of bringing financial support to the county team.
Okay. What is the support of the caucus or Arizona Port to the county team currently? That's the question.
Well, Rob, I think the issue about our national county meet is a concern of everybody because it is our pride. It's what brings happiness to us. It's what reconciles us. Past years, individual representatives in our caucus have done extremely well. And a progressive caucus who is being guided by a veteran politician will not this time around say that they will fold their hands and not do anything. I think they are waiting for the appropriate process. I think there should be some value attached to them because there's a difference from being outside and from running a government. Because what the committee normally do is to rent the caucus and requesting a specific help from them. I think that have been the procedures. So if they have done it, I want to assure you that the caucus will act. If they haven't, they need to do it because there are people who represent a particular interest group. And when it comes to soccer in our country that you are aware most politicians can use to give relevant, they are very much sensitive and will make an immense contribution in it. So I wouldn't like to speak for the caucus because I'm not charged with the responsibility. But I want you to rest assured that in Sino, Representative Ellis Paul was in Sino, and you know what he did in Sino. And so rest assured that when we open, after they shall have meet as a caucus, because I don't think he want to do an individual thing. He want the caucus to first meet and discuss. After they have agreed on what to do, then individual lawmakers now can show their own mind. I think that how they look at it.
Okay, Mr. Soko, let me ask you this question. Mr. Soko, let me ask you the question quickly. Mr. Soko, are you there?
Loud and clear, I'm getting you.
Okay, so let me ask you the question quickly. The county sitting is one of the major events in our county, the county development sitting. Since 2018, there was a county sitting in Fishtown, and there was a committee set up to investigate past projects, and then make a report to the caucus. Since 2018 up to this time, I've learned that there have been no county sitting. that report was delivered up to now. We didn't know what was in the report. Can you tell us exactly what is the reason for which there have been no county sitting up to now?
Yeah, like you read it, made it clear since 2018 and stuff like that. But you know, Rav, I work with a Pacific lawmaker, and I'm not charged with responsibility to go into caucus meetings. I'm not charged with responsibility to play with documents from the caucus. And so I wouldn't like to speak to that because
Okay,
I have
so
no
let me ask
idea.
you. Okay, let me ask you another question again. What have been the project? What have been the joint project that Honorable Paul was part of on the side of the River G caucus in the county? National project, besides a personal initiative, building town halls and all of this stuff.
Yeah, but Ralph, you been here before. Since you left, the government has not given a damn to any country for legislative project.
Are you saying that nothing captured in the national budget for River G County for the past 3 years that Honorable Paul has served in the House?
Ralph, there's not a strange thing.
Debate?
There can be an allotment in budget for a particular purpose, but whether the allotment will be made available, that's another thing.
So what is the oversight responsibility? So what is the oversight responsibility? What is the oversight responsibility of the lawmaker?
You go through the process. You go through the process, and government tell you we are incapacitated to do that for now, so we beg you.
So meaning that Honorable Paul is using a salary from his pocket to do this project, or how is he going about? How is he getting the money? Like the guest house you talk about in Keribo County and in Beibo County, how did he build this building? Was it a salary, or was there any way that he got money to get these things, as you said?
Remember, that argument was powerful about the issue about the consolidated account. If money go there for a particular county and the county fail to use the money because of some reason, government, you have no right to go in the account and take the money. The caucus did raise that debate. I can remember.
So what became of the debate?
My office.
What became of the debate? What is the positive impact of that debate since it was raised for 3 years now? River G have not benefited a single project in River G County.
Until government can adhere to their concern, they will still agitate. They will agitate.
Where they can achieve. We have not heard anything on radio. We have not heard it on the floor, on the House floor, neither the Senate. There be no argument about River G not benefiting from national government. So how is the advocacy going? Where is it in your office? Are you undertaking these advocacies, or where you was in the country recently, you never spoke about these things? So where can we find these? What are the evidence that show that yes, Honorable Paul have been advocating for River G to have a benefit for the national budget?
I will send you some of the interviews, the recording that I did. I will show you. I will send you some of them so that you can listen to it. I will send you some of them. But you know, the way people see government from the outside.
We have limited time. On Wosoko. Let me just here. We have to leave. Honorable Soko, how is Honorable Paul undertaking this project? Is he using a salary to undertake this project, or does he have another source of income, like the guest house that you build in Keribo County, the one you build in Keribo County, and all of these things? How is he getting the resources to do that?
Rav, this is the beauty. I'm doing a book, and I will soon send you a copy for editing. A lawmaker should be economically potent before becoming a lawmaker. It makes sense. Since we took over, if Representative Alex Paul were waiting on government legislative projects support, but now we have achieved nothing. Before we could take over to where we are now, all of the investment in the county by the representative is his personal initiative. He using his personal money to certify his people. He using his personal money to touch lives in a district. There have been no day government have given Representative Alex Paul a money for development, except I wouldn't like to say a salary, because I know the potential of my lawmaker. There's a lawmaker who bulk of his friend lawmaker will say, comrade, he said today, oh, my man, my car get a little problem. I know what he can do. So I wouldn't like to say it's a salary. I wouldn't like to say it is his something he bet, but he used his own money, whether salary or not, on behalf of his people. The bridge that was built was his own money. The road that was constructed, the town hall, the guest house, every investment, the pay that he took from his pocket, or every money that he spent in the district is his own money. It's not government supported projects. So let's make this clear, emphatically, categorically clear. It is his own money.
Yeah, let get Mark come in.
Thank you very much. The Soko answered the question that all of the projects that have been undertaken in River County, all of these projects, the finance came from the pocket of Ellis Paul. And this forum will do a lot of research on that and will provide people with a lot of information. The Soko, I asked a question pertaining to the county league, and you answered the question holistically by means of the, combining the entire legislature. My question was, what is the role of Mr. Alexander Paul as a lawmaker, as an individual?
As a youth representation as well.
And youth representation in terms of our county, for example, in Sino County today, Maxwell Grisby, he get a contribution on his own. Now as a hierarchy of Sino, as a young member of Sino, he get his own contribution. And there are a lot of people who came in today.
So what is on report doing about this? That's my question.
So my question is, why is Alexander Paul, as an individual, as a youth representative, as a citizen of Roger County, why is own contribution towards the county team? As you know, we got a few weeks. Because I saw a lot of posts on the social media.
No, let me tell you something. Let me just say this thing. Let's be clear. We will have to discuss after the show. We'll be hosting the county youth and sport coordinator, Mr. Anthony Setu, will be appearing on the show, and we'll be talking about the preparation of our county team. Sport is very important. Sport is development, and we have learned that this county team is seriously stranded. Even to go to Sino, you don't have money. There's no preparation. If we don't have money, we will tell our boss to withdraw from the league. So this particular issue will be discussing it. It's a serious concern and we'll have to talk about it. Yeah, you can come in, Mr. Suku.
So what about is that personal, personal contribution towards the team?
He has done a lot of things for the county team. What have been a personal contribution? For now, do not hastily condemn the man from one aspect, or do not feel discouraged for one aspect. We just from the county, since we came from the county, approximately 2 weeks now, stand to be corrected. We are hearing about the county meet. I know very well that being the youth representation, I know he's going to do something. But as an individual, I have my observation. As an individual, I have my observation I want to share to you. My observation is, look at the steering committees. That is my observation. Please don't hold it against anybody. Hold this observation against me. If you look at all our county steering committees, the steering committees are held by professional people. If you look at River G steering committees, the steering committees are held by politicians. If you look at Efania Setu, there's a man who is always on the media discussing politics. Oh, I'm sorry, LEC is gone. I'm sorry. Hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And so my observation is Lawrence Woleto, who left Movement for Economic Empowerment, a politician, a political activist who left MOVE. He pledged his support to the CDC, who vehemently ran campaign in River County, along with Fania Setu and the others, for a particular interest against a candidate who is victorious today. This very political activist, today you are placed there on county steering committee. This is a conflict of interest. So my personal observation, from my analytical point of view, that steering committee needs to be restructured. If you want to be a political activist, be a political activist. If you want to be a reconciler, be a reconciler. You cannot be there to disagree with a person today or a particular group of people today, then tomorrow coming back to the people. If that steering committee is politically motivated. And so this problem needs to be rectified. In the absence of that, my personal analytical point of view, there is a serious problem. So my brother, to conclusively conclude on the issue of donations will be made because the people are watching. If donations are not made, it wouldn't be good to the ears of the people. But if donations are made, does not mean that the problem is automatically solved. There will be still a problem. So I want you to take it and look at it and scrutinize it and take the sense from in it. That's just my observation I'd like to share with you people.
Thank you, Mr. Soko, for this program. Thanks so much. We are out of time now. We cannot continue. But Mr. Soko, your light is off. We cannot see you, and you are just shaking.
LEC gone.
Okay, so Mr. Soko, quickly, we just for your concluding statement, we will let you to conclude with the issue of the county project. We have a lot of projects in the county, unfinished project. The issue of the Rivergy Circuit Court. I know that you inherited some of this project, unfinished project. But what have been the role of Honorable Alexander Paul? Is oversight responsibility to making sure that these projects are implemented. Like you have the Fishtown Guest House, you have the Circuit Court, you have a lot of projects that, yes, numerous projects. What have been his role making sure that these projects are implemented? Besides a personal initiative, spending a personal money that is mostly used for a family and using it to build town hall, guest house, all of this stuff. Why can't we use the county money to initiate projects that will benefit everyone in the county? Well guaranteed, well constructed, and that will be good for everyone to participate in. What have been his role about that?
Well, Ralph, let me bring you back to a quotation from Thomas Sangala. He says, and I quote, "A real leader faces up to realities and take significant decisions, because the failure to take a rational decision is the failure to lead." Let me bring you back. Representative Ellis Sport disagree with the workings of the PMC. The PMC is a financial committee that is responsible for the execution of projects. The PMC is guided by the budget law. The chairman of the PMC has turned to a politician. That alarm was raised. The chairman of the PNC went in studio and told citizens to vote for a particular person. This is a gross violation of our laws. Representative Alexander Paul flagged the issue to the caucus. And the caucus took serious consideration to it. There was an issue of disrespect from June Sine to the June Sine to the representative and the city mayor of Kawekan, Jerome Chile. Representative Ellis Paul did a written communication of complaint to the caucus. That led to the superintendent of Raji County coming to town. And he also included the saga of the Radio G. The superintendent came to town and read a statement by reinstating George Kai and blah, blah, blah. When he went back to the county, he said that was the intervention of Representative Alex Paul. There was a saturation again.
So, Ruby, I just want you to address the issue of the project. These projects are the ones so important to us. What happened to the guest house?
How can you address the issues of projects
what happened to
in the midst of confusion?
So for 3 years, there have been confusions. Are you saying for 3 years there have been
allotted? Let me tell you something.
For 3 years, there have been confusion in the country, and because of that, there's no project, there's no development in the country due to the confusion. Is that what you try to tell us?
You are aware of the superintendent compound that was constructed. That superintendent is yet to make a comprehensive report to the citizen.
What is your oversight responsibility on that?
That's why the superintendent was summoned. That's why the superintendent was summoned by the caucus.
Where was it summoned? Where?
At the office of Senator Komine B. Wisse.
And what was the outcome
issues of the radio station, issues of the superintendent compound, and other developmental issues, right? I will not be the one to speak often to these concerns. I will be superficial. Because
So
my statement is an opinion that is unofficial. So that is just it. So government have its own problem to completing development in the county by not making fundings available. And the superintendent, who is the head of the county, you know, the lawmakers are behind him tight to tight. You are aware of the issue about the city hall. And there are a lot of them around that wouldn't speak of tonight.
Mr. Soko, you talk about education. You talk about Honorable Paul having some financial aid program at the Kawekan. Can you give all the total number of students that you have at other universities on his financial aid that are benefiting from the financial aid? From various universities around Liberia.
Have assistant universities. You know, these are things that he told us not to be exact with it to the media. He told us,
you can estimate the number. How many persons?
He got some at Zion at the University of Liberia. I will have to do a review on that, because his advice to us is what I do for my friends, what I do for people, please.
No, but that's a development.
What I do in the county.
I think you have record. You just told us that you have a financial aid draft at the Bible Central Hub, right? You brought it up. You told us.
Yeah,
because
it's documentary.
We are asking you at the university level. How does he have at the university level that you're sponsoring, that is benefiting from the financial aid?
Yeah. As a former student leader, I will want you to ask your chapters, because the last time I took money was 100 plus for his personal donation towards that process. The last time I took money was 100 plus. So I would like you to ask your chapters.
Are you saying that you don't
they
have
will make an official statement
are
on
you
that?
Saying,
But what the
Are you on that
office
you don't
is so
have a
proud of in
scholarship? You don't have
collaboration with
a
the school
continuous.
authorities in the county, that is a
Are
problem
you
concern.
saying? Are you saying that you don't have a continuous financial aid draft where you have record
Come
and
again?
students are directly benefiting? Are you saying that you don't have a record of a continuous financial aid draft?
Rav, why will you ask that question?
You are telling us to ask the president of various universities chapter.
Rav, let me repeat myself. Our financial aid in the county is through various institutions. Our financial aid in Monserrado County, TU, and other parts is holistic, a joint venture
do you have?
to the
How many
caucus
students
from the
do you have
support
at TU?
of the government
Can
to
you
the
give us
county.
the total?
Our
Can you give us the
individual
total number of
support,
students?
our
Can you
individual
give us the total
support to
number of students?
universities, our individual support to university, you need not to know about them. We don't have interest in telling you their names. Yeah, our individual support to universities, we need not to tell you their names.
Okay, Clifford, come in.
Our individual support in the county, yes.
Thanks.
Go at Gwepo
Okay.
Central High, go at Matthew Swain, etc. The names are there on the bulletin.
Okay, Clifford, what's your question? Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Soko. What I came to understand is that the steering committee, you said the sporting steering committee are made up of politicians. If I get you clear, like Fanny and Setu who are campaigning for somebody, and one other guy, and when it comes on out of the PMC, or I think Chris is the PMC chairman, and all of those people are politicians. They are campaigning for people, all those things. So I want to tell you thank you. I'm trying to little bit reason with you. I'm trying to little bit reason with you.
So please set your camera. You are like off. Set your camera, please.
Yeah, I think he said now. So I trying to little bit reason with you that people who play those roles should be a neutral people. Get me? I'm saying, Ralph.
Yeah. So like we don't want to dive into the issue, Mr. Man. We don't want to go too much into the issue of the car because we are about to take. We are about to take Mr. Setu. We are about to take Mr. Setu. I don't want to tie this thing around Soko. I don't want to. Let Mr. Setu come.
My question to Mr. Soko is that because you talk about 100 plus students, your first explanation. You talk about 100 plus students that were on elite sports scholarship in River G. So I was like wondering, this scholarship you're talking about, are these students in private
financial
school?
aid, stand up, point of correction, financial aid.
Yes, financial aid.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
those
financial aid.
Okay, coming out. Those students are receiving the financial aid. Are they in private schools or public schools?
What we thought to start first with the public school, and we started with a very small number. Second, we raised it a bit, and third, we 100 plus. After we shall get a certain amount of number that we are targeting, then we will try to decentralize it in private school as well. So yeah, but our target first, because if you look at the private schools to the government schools in our county, you get to understand that the government students are more than the private students. I'm talking about the level of yeah. So what we thought in line with our plan was to target the government schools first. Then in our phase 2 of our plan, what we got, they will be able to decentralize it to have an impact in private schools as well.
Okay, Mr. Soko, thanks so much for this wonderful discussion tonight. We are about to come to the end of our discussion. It is good having you Thanks for accepting our invitation. Thanks for giving us a very clear overview of Alexander Paul legislative work for the past 3 years. We will love having you here for a longer time, but due to some reason, we have another person to take. We have Mr. Setu, who is a county youth and school coordinator, to give us update on the preparation of our county team. So we want to say thanks for this wonderful discussion, and all that you said, we will make our background investigation. And probably next week, we would like to have you again to give us a holistic view on the county. You just discussed only in your district, the work in your district, but we also want to know in the county, the corporate work in the county, the relationship, how the county development fund is being used, and all of those things. We would like to know. There are a lot of unfinished projects in the county. It's so disheartening. We would like to know what has been on your poor positions about those things. So we want to say thank you and God bless you. Long live River G, and long live the fighting spirit of all the fighters. Thank you so much and have a good night.
It's a pleasure. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Sedu. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Mr. Man.
Yeah.
So we are about to take Fania to give an update on the sport. So let's take Fania quickly. I'm moving you on camera now. Let's take Fania. Then I will pull you back.
No problem, Bo. No problem.
Okay.
You sure about that?
I'm sure about that because I'm the here is I want to warn them. I want to warn the Liberian people that this time around, the senior senator thing that is pending, Liberians should open their eyes. They should not vote for any of those people that are running for giving them 10 bags of rice or.
You mean the current senators?
Current senator.
They shouldn't vote for none of them.
They should not vote for any of them now until they prove the purpose for which they were elected.
Well, no more time.
You said no more time? Well, first of all, they got to resign first. They got to resign their seat because we are not going to allow them. Mamadi, I'm not going to allow you to.
But the Constitution does not call for a
well, you will see. You will see when we start going to Supreme Court and other competent court of jurisdiction, then they will.
Well, in 2011, you asked for re-election from the people. Why can't the people ask for re-election too?
Who
you went for re-election, you were defeated.
Look, let me tell you. I told you I don't want to get on the regime now. What I'm talking, and you know, I always have.
You said they will not vote.
Look, let me tell you, I always have a problem with the press. You know that. But give me chance. Let me finish talking. If you ask, I'm talking now. I don't and you ask me, I walk out.
Okay, sorry.
I came here. I must lay the business of what I want to do.
Yeah, true.
If you have somebody send you say because I don't want to come here, go and ask you, I will not talk.
No, don't mind, man. Don't mind. Go ahead.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
First, I started with the first branch of government. The $73 million that they want for county development. As much as the aspiration of the Liberian people is in high gear for such money for the improvement and development of our county. I personally stand opposed to that until the legislature can explain to us the use of $73 million. $73 million is not small money.
I know.
If at this present, they cannot go in the county $100,000, $50,000, they cannot defend it that they give to certain superintendent of counties. Then $3 million, how can they convene with? They cleverly crafted a bill of $73 million, but we're exposed it until they go to
They're only talking about it. They ain't do nothing about it.
But that's what I'm telling you, I'm giving them warning now. So if they are talking about it, so some of them will start talking. That they are not doing nothing that Warren giving them the $73 million. That's too much money for our boys here.
They are saying you're not giving it to them. You are allotting it, but the executive will manage it.
Well, the management of the executive marshal has not been right. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
There are various superintendents in these various countries who are very corrupt. And Manny, let me tell you.
Okay, tell me.
I like this president. I'm not.
Yeah, come closer to the microphone. You like the president?
I like the president, even though I didn't vote for her. Because she was the first female in Africa who became president. And I like her. Up to now, I like her.
Yeah.
I have a problem because when she was running, she said, look, corruption will be my number one enemy. Are you understanding me? That really motivated me to say, yeah, we got somebody. But from the time she came to the presidency, the hope that we have is not going anywhere. You got a bunch of corrupt officials. What I wanted her to do is when you are corrupt, they sack you, you are prosecuted, and you go behind bar. You understand, Monty? That is not happening. Are you understanding me? Can you, as president, can you play with me? I'll name few people.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Now, nothing happening.
Okay.
For now, it bothers me because I was not getting ready. I'm getting ready to touch the executive branch. I'm touching the legislative branch, but you brought about management.
Okay.
The executive.
No, you're trying to set the record straight on what the lawmakers want to do.
All right. That's what I was doing before you asked me about executive, so I didn't want to talk about that.
Okay.
The lawmakers have to create the room for we in the rural counties to know that they actually represent us. But it's not happening.
Okay.
You understand? County Development Fund. Take, for example, River G County. Nothing is going on. When we had GSC people go there, the superintendent, some other people sit Monrovia, they will not even attend that. And I don't know whether they bribe the people. When they come Monrovia, we want them to publish in the newspaper. You know, I like the newspaper. I don't hate your press people, but the truth of all the matter must be brought up. River G is not getting nothing when account to county development funding, then you asking for $73 million. You understand? Can you fight defend the $100,000 that were allotted
The
to
small money.
Small money.
Yeah,
If you cannot defend small money, that big money, so we're not against that. But
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
they have to come out and explain to the citizen how they will use the money and the money that was previously allocated.
Okay, I don't know whether you've been listening to it. They say the money will be allocated per district, $1 million. The district people will identify the project and the executive will implement the project.
Well, this is what
that is no lawmaker will see the money or touch the money. That's what they've been saying.
But you don't know from the past that some lawmaker will read it. You the very people that wrote the newspaper that some money for county development and in one representative or senator account. We've been hearing that. You know, you're being writing.
Yeah, I know.
That some county development fund end up in some representative or senator account. How? While we are saying we want it, but we are anxious. Let me tell you, Mamadi, I was born in a village of 3 houses. You understand? I left a road and car to drive me in that village.
Okay.
But
has that place developed?
No, not yet. That's what I'm saying.
Now what they want to put $1 million for that place so they can develop.
No, who you going to give the money to manage the money?
The executive will
where the executive should get and dismiss all corrupt superintendents. They must be audited. Before they do anything with that money that we really want them to pass the bill, they have to call those various superintendents to give account. Look, the taxpayer money. We are poor people. You can't take taxpayer money. They pay you, then you stay in Montreal 7 months. Our superintendent stay in Montreal 7 months. I have called the attention of the Minister of Internal Affairs that for that time he should not be paid.
And he's
on Brown,
no contesting.
On Brown, right? Thank you. And he's speaking of contesting. Me, I never hear that one said. He can't say that one in currently in Monrovia. He can't go to River G say he contested. No.
But like River G going contest.
River G. So he must go 7 months was down here. GSC sent people for audit. He did not go there. And I don't want him to think that he big past government. You understand? So we are saying that the money that the legislator asking for, they have to fight, go from place to place and explain to us money that was allocated.
All right, you talk about that
before.
Okay, we understand your position. Number two.
Number two, I want this legislator to come forward and start probing important things that are happening in the country.
Investigating.
Okay. One that I just saw in last week is the $200 million for PRO.
Yeah.
PRO. That needs a thorough investigation.
Okay, they set up a committee already to investigate that.
Thorough, and we must be informed.
Okay.
For that money, I want to thank Buffett Chamber, who spoke on it. And I think other honest legislators got to join with the private people to talk about it. Okay. So if the committee is set up, we have to find out. Number two, they sat down there.
Number three.
When the Ellen Program business started, the former managing director of the airport, RIA, and her boyfriend, Mary Johnson, George, in the United States. When it started, I was really anxious. I was against, man, I'm crying. I was against her seriously. Now, you see, imagine when you look at the matter, but when she started revealing some secret recording and so on, I became very interested. She needs to be given chance to go and prove up because all of the things that were hiding from us, she started exposing them. Are you understanding me? So she will be given chance to get her day.
So she will go to court, what you mean?
Yes, she will go to court.
Okay.
But before going to court, she spread papers around that this was what happened. Some of the things that we don't used to know about. We got to know about it now. If you take the former director of police and gave him contract for security services around here, and he didn't do it at all, then he gave money. That one.
No, she didn't do that. She was talking about.
Hello?
That money, the work is done.
Yes.
It was done.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Setu. Hello? Hello, Mr. Setu? Hello? Hello, Mr. Setu? Mr. Setu, are you there? Well, so we are about to take Mr. Setu. Fania Setu is the county youth and sport coordinator to give an update on the preparation of our county team. As we all know, Rewoji will be playing Sino, and we hope to hear from him. Hello?
Hello? Yes, hello, Ralph.
Yeah, Mr. Setu, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Setu, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you. Okay, thank you, brother.
It's just we don't see you that you are in darkness.
Okay. You are seeing me now?
Yes, I can see you. I can see you.
I can see you. You are better. Okay.
What are the feedbacks? Yeah. So, Mr. Setu would like to have an update from you regarding the preparation of our country team.
Okay.
As a youth and sport coordinator for the country, we thought it was to have you on the show so that you can give an update. So what is unfolding in the country and how preparation of our team?
Okay. Thank you for the show, Ralph. It's important. I must appreciate you in advance for creating such a unique platform so that we discuss issue of our county and discuss issue of national concern. In terms of preparation, in terms of preparation,
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So you're following now? Getting me?
Yeah, we are following. Yes.
Okay. Okay. In terms of preparation, tactically the team is prepared. They prepare to participate in the national county meet, but financially we are completely down. The support is not forthcoming. We are playing on Sunday. We're playing second game on Sunday. Playing Sino County in Greenville. 4:30 game. But as I speak up to present, the team, portion of the boys and the girls in Monrovia, the portion of the key boy in the football team that were recruited from here are still here presently. I just interacted with them. I was just with them today. We still having some difficulties in getting the team from Monrovia level to Sino. So we negotiated. I talked to the committee that this time it's about River G, and I think we can start to lobby with our government officials, our county government officials, people that are in central government and local government, to see how best they can help the team, to see how best they can solicit some funding to enable the team to go to Sino. But as we are now, it's still difficult. Not really a bit difficult, but it's difficult because we are not getting our way through. And we hope and pray that from this platform, because I was on the radio discussing similar thing, people are on the radio also discussing it. The people, we citizens from River G County should join here in supporting the team. Yeah, not been easy over the years for
We
Yes,
have you
Echo.
talk about a Sino game will be funny. Today we have just 2 days or 3 days to the game.
Yep.
And for your Sino the barrel condition, probably it will take you a day or 2 days to get there.
Yeah.
So what is ensuring that we will be able to have the game on Sunday?
Yes, that's what we think. We think we'll play on Sunday, but it's a bit difficult for us right now because we should get to stand up for before we play. So if we can't go to stand up, how do we play? So that is the problem.
Well, these are very serious issue. What have been the preparation of the caucus? Were you able to meet the person or the leadership?
That's a very good. Yeah, that's a very good question, my brother. Today, when the situation got intensified, I placed call to the caucus chairman, Francis Dopo. Somebody answered the phone, and I told him my name is Fania Setu. He said my boss man is in meeting. And I also informed the person who was holding the phone that please tell him that Fania want to talk to you concerning the county team. He said, Fania from where? I say, I beg you, just tell him that way, and once you come and into him, you will know directly who is talking, who called him. And I also placed a call to Francis Young.
Okay, so Mr. Setu, make sure your background is giving your feedback. Please.
Oh no, but I'm on a car, so I don't think maybe that's the internet because my background is quiet.
Okay, so Setu, what can we do? We think that this issue is very important. Were you able to meet other lawmakers besides the caucus chairperson?
I placed a
representing Arizona Poor.
I placed a call to Francis Young, Honorable Francis Young. I called him. He answered me. He asked me who's this. I called my name to him, and I explained the issue of the county team to him. But when he told me it was not that good. What he said was I should have called him previously. He told me I should have called him previously to reconcile with him. I was like shocked. Reconcile in terms of what? He told me during the time of the campaign, if I am not a good lawmaker, you castigated me during the campaign, and now you calling me for county team. You should have called me to reconcile before discussing about county me. But I think I was not asking him for my personal thing. If I was going there to say my pastor to say he want to eat, so he gave me to rest, then I will reconcile. But I say it's about the county, the people you are representing, the people you claim to love. I say the people team get problem, and you say you want me to reconcile with. So I look at it as a disservice to the county. I don't think it should have gone that way. You know, even if in fact this is chanted in a political time that they not support him, it ain't worrying him to measure in the time that we are playing football. I am serving as coordinator, and that my responsibility to see to lobby and make sure that the team is in going, or the team is taken care of by the caucus or by any county official that you will use. The fact that they not support you against the county team, I think it was a bad thing. And I didn't want to go further discussing that with him. So and that I just left it, but I was like disappointed. But after that, I placed call to Arizona Poor too. I called him earnestly. I called him like for more than 5 or 6 times, but he did not call. He did not answer though. I can't hold it against because he answered me. But up to present, he has not returned my call to ask me what was the reason. I know I'm calling him. I think more than 8-7 months I have not called him. So I don't know why, but I think this time around we need each other. because it's about the team.
Yes. So thank you. It's about reward.
One time, according to him, went to Wizard's office, and the superintendent told the superintendent told him that county me is an executive function. So once there is no funding coming from the county development fund, then the committee are now amenable to the caucus because they are not receiving money from the CDF, and their report go to Minister. The reports come to me and forward up to down to Minister of Youth and Sports, and which is the proper channel, the place you get funding from, that's the place your report belong. So the father for 3 years and the county are not giving money. So if you want report, then I think you can just go to the superintendent's office, copy the report that can be given there, then it's shared with the caucus. So I don't know. Yeah.
Well, this is a very serious concern. I think we should not politicize sport. The county league means very well to us. Clifford, can you hear me?
I got you clear.
Okay. Yeah, so the county league is something that is meant to unite our county. We need not to politicize it, and we need the contributions of everyone. We cannot say these allegations need to be investigated to know, because Mr. Setu is serving.
I think it's
Mr. Setu is.
Setu is back.
Okay, Mr. Setu. Okay, Mr. Setu. Okay. Okay, Mr. Setu. Okay, Mr. Setu.
Go ahead, Mr. Setu.
Okay. Mr. Setu, so what about the Ministry of Youth and Sport? The Ministry of Youth and Sport makes some allotment.
What about the Ministry of Youth and Sport? The Ministry of Youth and Sport makes some allotment. Has the ministry not made any allotment?
The ministry will, and there is allotment made by the ministry. And they have given some money for preparation. But it's strictly for preparation, and the preparation includes getting the players ready, buying the players material, and all of that.
How much was the money?
The funding.
How much was the money? Can you give all the figures? How much?
Yes, I can give you the figure. That is no secret. That is no secret. Ministry of Youth and Sports initially gave each county $2,000 United States dollars for preparation.
2,000 to transport the team to Sanyo County and buy jersey.
No, initial preparation. So they give you preparation money. The preparation is for buying boot, transporting players, buying food for them, finding lodging for the place they're going, and finding camp for them to be on here before they go, which is a very small money. So the county need to come in urgently.
So from your explanation, Mr. Setu, we can deduce that this county lead, there's a political sentiment being attached to the county lead. Can you hear me? Mr. Mark, can you hear me?
I got you clear, Ralph.
Okay, so it seems that there's a political sentiment being attached to this county league, because all those the caucus have now responded. Mr. Representative Alexander Paul, Representative Francis Dopo, Senator Kwame Wisse, Representative Francis Young, Senator Matthew J. All of our lawmakers, none of them have responded.
All of our lawmakers, none of them have responded
to the need of our team.
So the need of our team.
There are serious issues, and we need to know what is unfolding.
Issues, and we need to know what is unfolding.
So, Ralph.
Yeah.
I want to ask Fanny a question. So, Ralph.
Yeah.
I want to ask Fanny a question. Are you there, Fanny? Are you there, Fanny?
I'm following.
Okay, so all of the caucus are drawing back from so if people are drawing their support
You say what?
I said people who will look up to support the county team. If they are not support the county team, to support the team vision.
Yeah.
They are not support the county team at the individual.
It depends. It depends if the people used to support and they are not supporting. Then you have suspicion. You would think you have suspicion. You would think that something is going on. But if I may ask you, if something, if you think that something is going on, what is going on? Why?
No, what happens here is that, for instance, I have a home. I come in. For instance, I have a home. Whenever I come from work, my children comes and embrace me. So they comes around. I'm coming from work. And my children just sitting, everybody just looking at me. Nobody want to come to me and embrace me. It will raise that is suspicious, in my mind. I said, what is going on? So that was my question, because as you know, the county league is one of the prestigious tournaments in this country. And most people from various counties, their lawmakers give towards the county league. So when it comes on a River G and our lawmakers do want to give, and be a chairman on the steering committee, this is what I'm asking. I say, what comes to your mind?
Well, we lost Setu. Setu would return shortly.
But Ralph,
yeah.
But the question I'm asking, I think you understand that question.
Yeah, I understand you will answer the question when you return. But the issue here is there's a political sentiment being attached to the whole county league. People should know that we should not attach any political sentiment to this county league. People need to contribute. The caucus need to take responsibility to make sure that they support the county team in whatever way they can. Through the individual contribution or collective contribution, they have to support the county team. Other citizens will contribute as well. But if they are neglecting that and try to shape blame because other people didn't support you in election and they try to attach political reason to not supporting the county team, we think it's not a good thing to do, and we got to speak against that particular stuff. So Honorable Francis Dopo is the chairperson of the River G Legislative Caucus. Therefore, he has a responsibility to making sure that our county is prepared to participate in the county league. Whatever it is, we want to see River G going to sign up. We have few days to the game. The game will be Sunday, and the team, there's no preparation about the team even being transported to sign up. There is a serious issues, and we have to call another person tomorrow to who's on the show so that they can give up the reason why they all are drawing back from supporting the county team. Yeah, Mr. Setu, are you there?
Back from supporting the county team. Yeah, Mr. Setu, are you there?
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay, Mr. Sodi, so what's the way out? What's the way out?
So
What's your recommendation?
What's the way out? What's your recommendation?
My recommendation is there is we need to support the team, that's all. We need to together support the team. We need to come together and support the team, that's all. Nothing more than that. Nothing less than that.
What is the budget
of the team? How much do we need?
How much do we need as a country?
The issue of budget, the steering committee can speak to that because they are the people handling the money and spending the money. So the steering committee are just serving as a supervisor, in the process, and the chairman Lawrence Rato, co-chairman Marcos, the secretary general resigned, Tenet Zuba, I think the co-chair for administration, he giving co-shoulder too. So the committee can speak to how much they need to solve the problem. But my own operation is to blow the whistle and make sure that we come together and support the team as well.
Okay, Mr. Setu, let me ask you a question. There have been allegations that
let me ask you this. There have been an allegation that
Representative Francis Boko told someone that they should go and credit from Ebasofi Nabonu before the country does not have money to support the information.
Does not have money to support the team. Actually, information.
That was 2 seasons. That was 1 season back. 1 season back, the county. It was the time Ramodobotu did well. He moved the county team to his place, but we have problem with the same issue of finance. And he told us, the committee and he called us that the county were making commitment to go to make sure the credit. Because what happened? What they did was, but then they never had confidence in the process. So when we have meeting with them in Ellisport office, they recommended that Dopo should work with the committee in discussing in spending the money. And that year, I think Major US gave out 12,000 or so. So they asked me for the amount. I disclosed it to them. I told them that I had a check. The check is always written in the county association name, and I was about to go deposit the check in the county account, and it will be subsequently taken from the account for the expenditure. So the Dopo and the committee sat down. In fact, he wanted me to be there at first. The second time I was there, we played how much to pay players, the expenditure for food. When Dopo saw all that, he told us that the money was very small. So since indeed the county is not ready now, but we hope to go and make commitment as county. But since we're ready now to ease the breading, I will take the team to my place so that the issue of housing will be strict, it will be squarely on my head. So that's how the team moved to Dopo place. So at certain point in time, it was getting tough. The issue of payment now are coming closer. We call Dopo. This is it. You promise that the team will make commitment for the players pay.
Yeah,
they paid. So when the children play the first game in Bomi, they raised the issue that they want to know their pay. They wanted to know how much you're working for. So we had Double discuss, and in fact we projected 100, but when we saw the budget, Double projected about between 70 and 85. So then he wanted us to discuss it with us. I said, no, but Chief, say in a way that you, the Cocoa Chair, should help to discuss it with them so that they will be convinced, because when you allow the committee to go and discuss it with them, will be a problem. So join us there, discuss it together. So we invited the players in Daywell, in sat down with us. We discussed the money, the children agreed, the football player 90, keyboard 75. Without us having the money to pay them. Now he was done squarely in his hand. He was present. So he told us we were going to make commitment. After sometimes he was not getting a loan. So he secondly called the committee. Can you people as committee call FINA and see how she can credit us the county some money? And when the process over, we'll pay her. And that was a very it was a thing to do. But we couldn't do it. The caucus could have done it if they agree to go as caucus and go credit. That one, that's another thing. But you can use how do you call it, steering committee to go credit on behalf of the county. And to me, it was not feasible. So I told them I was not going to be a part of it. So we played the game. When the league ended, no, we dropped Elunaway. We dropped Elunaway to get the players' payment. Now it was not easy. It was tough. What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? We couldn't get the stuff done. So the players are in Dopo fence for like whole day. And Dopo left the fence, went out. He tried to convince them we were not working. So after 2 days, no, the next day, it was when Coach Bobby, it was the time they used Bobby as technical director. So Bobby placed a call to Fina. He talked to her concerning the situation. So she called me and I explained to her this is the problem. And the problem is we don't have the players paid. There is no money. She asked me, what is the issue concerning the what is the issue about the money? And I also told her the money the people gave us, we work with the caucus, and the money is small. The money cannot do the work. So that's how she called the players. And she paid them with her own money instead of credit. Now she paid with her own money. She put fuel in her 2 cars and they carried the team to River G. So that season, as planned, as we planned for credit, it was not that way. And she gave us the money. She paid the players. So that's how she helped all that season. It was season before last. It was season the season we played in Bomi. It was that season.
Okay. So thanks. Let know exactly what can we do now for our team. This is very the game Sunday is very close, and up to now there's no preparation about the team getting to Sino. We don't know what can we do in the situation, but we would like for the coaches to speak to us about the caucus position on the issue of financing the team to go to have the game on Sunday. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, Ralph, go ahead. We're getting you.
Okay, but let me grab. So we have to do all we can to make sure that our team, is on top of the game.
But Ralph,
if we expect the team to perform, we have to support the team.
Yeah.
And the country need to try to support the team. So it's not any political reason for which someone have to deny supporting. We all are Rewardgian. It's necessary. We don't necessarily have to support a one candidate in the county. Time for election, everybody go their way and support who they want to support. But after the election, we come together to work. And there is a county team. The team is not a lawmaker team or a particular person who want to be lawmaker team. It's the team for the county. So I think we should look at it from that broad perspective. Instead of us want to tie it around, you didn't speak to me for so long, you come into my Fania Setu is holding a position. Personally, he does not need to go to any lawmaker office if he doesn't want to. but the position that he hold require him to meet the caucus and position with them. So we have to look at it from that way. Yeah, Ma, you can come in, then we can conclude the discussion. Yeah.
Fania. For taking the time to be part and parcel of this program. But my question to you is look at your role as a sport coordinator in River G and your role in active politics in terms of supporting people. How do you look at your two roles? Rob, I think Fanny and Network is giving hard on there.
Yes. So probably we can conclude the show for tonight. We hope to have him tomorrow to give us more information on this.
Let us come up because that's an important question I asked. I want to understand his role in terms of being a sport coordinator and playing an active role in politics.
Okay.
Yeah, because what I believe is all around the world, people who are in the sporting arena, they are a little distant away from politics. Because a experience tonight tells that it's a clear indication that the caucus have money to support. And I think Mr. Soko make it clear on this forum. If I'm not mistaken, if my memory can set me well. You got me right?
Yeah.
Soko said, somebody can criticize a lawmaker, and at the end of the day, go to the lawmaker for the help to support a specific thing that somebody is entering. There were the problem lies. You got me?
Yes, you can ask me the question you already. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm following.
Yeah, my question is, how do you look at your role as a sport coordinator in the county and your role in terms of active politics? Question is, how do you Rob, you got it, Fania?
Yeah, we're having severe difficulty with networking, just like off and on.
Our audience will let you understand that because the office of Ellis Sport laid that out, and they were having a problem here in terms of the
it shouldn't be the major problem of somebody campaigning for a particular candidate in the country. This is a country league. It shouldn't be a major problem. Supporting a country, it shouldn't be because someone didn't support you or they have any political attachment. No, we should not discuss like that.
Ralph?
Yeah.
There's a dialogue. There's a dialogue forum, eh? It's where we dialogue. Now, the office make it clear. I clear first Yantimwa, I didn't support Ra. Ra begin a lawmaker, then I go to Ra and say, Ra, give me money to support the county team. Ra,
no, but you are not asking me to give you money to support you. He said the county. The lawmaker represent the county.
No, I come in. Yeah, okay, fine. I come in. So the lawmaker fear will be that now, if the county having to give the money, instead of telling the people of River G that this money is the county money, I'll say, oh, that Ram make it possible, they can't go for the county league. Then the president will like lay on one side.
I think that is a very that perception is very wrong. It's very wrong to me to say yes, yeah, man, it's very wrong. Supporting your country, you giving the money as your country money, it will be on radio. Radio G will take it. Everybody will know that it is a country. It is a country money that we are using. So how can someone come and say
that's the perception.
I think we shouldn't give but it's wrong. We do not expect people like Francis Dopo to be taken that way. We do not expect people like Francis Dopo to be taken that way. Seriously. So they have to tell all the real reason for which they are neglecting the county team. They have to tell all why they are refusing to support the county team. This is refugee issues. If you love your country, it is time that you need to prove that you love your country. So it tells us that people only help the country if they want political benefit.
Yeah,
that's why. If this was election, if we have election like 2 weeks to election, and this country leaking about 2 weeks to election, you could see people giving money. But because election is far and people feel that they have no interest in the country, so they don't want to contribute.
Yeah.
And we have representation. We're talking about generational change. We're talking about youth representation. You have Francis Dopo who come from the background of young people, who is a young man. You have Alexander Paul. You have Francis Young. These are young people. So the representation should be an advantage for youth program and the development, because the sport is a program, it's a development. The young people will be spotted on the international level. Some will have contract and some their career will be built. So we have to see it as a refugee project instead of all seeing it as a political project.
Yeah. So I think what we have to do all that we can to have the legislative caucus chair on this forum so that he can provide us with some information.
Okay, Mr. Setu, are you there? Mr. Setu, are you there? So these are the issues. These are the issues. We have to talk about this. And if we do not have the money to support our team, then we should withdraw from the league. I think that would be the best thing to do. We have to withdraw from the league, but we cannot go to Sayino and get stranded Sayino and don't even have transportation to come back. It is so unfortunate. So we need you on the show to give an update as to the position of the caucus.
Ralph, the point here is that from what I'm seeing, in no way tells that the caucus don't have money. If you look at Alexander Paul, one of the office staff on the show, he gave a lot of analysis and what Mr. Paul is doing in refugee. That's a clear indication that he has some money in terms of any other way to help our county team. But what I'm looking at is that the role of FANEA in the election process, and in terms of glorifying people, I think FANEA network is very bad up.
Okay, so Mr. Ma, we have to end this program. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have another show. We'll make a follow-up. Yeah, sure. So we'll make a follow-up on what.
Yeah. All right, thank you. It's a pleasure. Anytime, I'm always available so that we can make our analysis, make our plans, our honest plans, so that we can see how well we can move the country forward.
Okay. Thanks so much, brother, and have a good night. Yeah.
Thank you.